I'm here at the Burbank Card Show, and the energy today is absolutely off the charts, which means it's a great day to get some deals done. Let's go. What do we have in here?
This is 12 years in the making. Complete set.
Complete 1986 Fleer set, and all of its 9.5s.
True gem.
All of them are true gem 9.5s. Well, that's even harder. So all of them have all 4 subgrades as 9.5s.
Yeah, the sticker says just 9.5.
Like every single card, like the Charles Barkley. True gem 9.5. Where's the Jordan in here? Look at that. Look at that. And that's a true gem plus. So the Jordan is a 10 centering, which is what you want to see on these cards. Like you want them to be perfectly centered. And then a 9.5 edges, 9.5 corners, 9.5 surface, overall 9.5 grade, true gem plus. What a collection.
I want you to break this open up with you.
Oh my God. Look at this. 1986 Fleer basketball wax pack. So this has got, you know, this is the ultimate chance, right? That's got Jordan potential in it. I mean, there could be a couple $100,000 card sitting in this. You really want to open it? You want to open it right here?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Wow, that's serious.
Break it open.
Look at this. Wow, look at this. We got it. We got it. Look at this pack.
Tell me if I'm doing something wrong.
All right. Here we go. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. The expert card bid. There you go. Card bid. The expert there.
Only me.
All right. We got Jason and Brett Oppenheimer.
We got a Larry Bird sticker.
Oh, you got a Larry Bird sticker on the back. This is like big time stuff here. Wow, look at this. Look at this. Can he get the Jordan? Can he get the Jordan? Can he get the Jordan? All right. All right. Come on, Jordan. Come on, Jordan. Come on, Jordan. Joe Dumars, okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. That's pretty good. Albert, ooh, these cards look
These cards
nice.
are pretty off-centered, though.
Off-center.
Clyde,
Drexler.
all right.
We got a Clyde Drexler. Doc Rivers. Come on, Jordan. Larry Giroux. Robert Reed. Daryl Dawkins.
Come on.
Kurt Rambis.
Uh-oh.
Walter Davis, no. Derek
Ah, Larry Bird.
Oh, no.
I'm not mad at that Larry Bird, actually.
Yeah. All right, who wants to eat the gum?
That's on you.
1986. Oh, we got volunteers over here.
I'll try
You want to try a bit? What's some 1986
Just
gum?
disappearing in my mouth.
That's always a
That
little
is
rough.
gross.
I'm open to trades. Just want to take a look and see what you got.
Yeah. The 3 that I'm most interested in are the two Lucas and the Ja Morant. Those are the 3 that I would say I'm most interested in.
You know, this one, if you want to check the value on that one,
Sure.
and that one.
Yeah, Lucas Market's one that's been crazy down over the last, couple of years. Yeah, the last sale I see on that one was $6,400.
Yeah.
God, at one point that was a $50,000 card.
Correct. Yeah.
That's wild. Because the last 2 BGS sales, the one before that was $65, $66.
Yeah.
And the one before that was $7,500. So it's not like the $6,400 was just like an abnormal sale. So that's a concourse level. Yeah, I see a 10 of that sold for $7,400, but that was over a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see any recent sales. Have you seen anything on that card in the last?
It's been a while, and with everything going on, but it just has a lot of potential, so that's why.
It does have a lot of potential. So yeah, 2 of them sold in June of 22.
Yeah.
So a little over a year ago for $7,400 and $8,100.
Yeah.
Let me get a sense of what his overall market has done. So I'm going to look at his Prism Silver.
Okay.
And just get a sense of what his cards have done since June of last year.
Okay.
Prism Silver, obviously, highly transacted card. So, so June of last year, this Prism Silver was around $1,000 or so. Today's $550, so it's down about half. This Prism Silver is about half of where it was at this point last year, or back in June of last year. All right, and so let me bring that card out.
Yeah, I had this card as a kid, and I sold it, and now when I see it, every time I see it, it's like
you want it back,
you kind of want to have one back,
it's a special card.
Yeah.
First of all, it's a cool design.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of that acetate.
Yeah.
See-through type design.
Yes.
And it's numbered.
Yes.
302 out of 499.
Yeah.
One of only 2 Kobe Bryant numbered rookie cards. So that makes it a big collector's chase, because
Yeah.
back in 96, very few serial numbered cards. Yeah, 8533 I see is the last sale on that. Right before that, 9600. We look at like a PSA, see if there's any more recent than like a PSA. PSA 8 actually sold more recently for 11.8, so that's kind of interesting. The BGS 8.5, yeah, so the BGS 8.5s, the 8533 sale and the 9600 sale were right at the end of last year,
Yeah.
when the market was
A little bit better.
crappy. There was a $12,000 sale right before that
Yeah.
last year. But then if you look at PSA 9s, or PSA 8s rather, which theoretically this should be, you know, approximately the value of a PSA 8, or should be in that neighborhood or not slightly above. PSA 8, there was a $9,300 sale last December, but then one sold 2 months ago for 11.8. So I think the market's up a little bit on it. What I would propose to you is I would trade you the Kobe. I would trade you for those two as an even trade.
I think we're a little bit off because only, and let me just explain why. It's only because I know obviously the season hasn't started yet. We know the issue with this just because it's such a rare card and it's a gem versus obviously a GOAT, one of the greatest players to play.
Right. Keep in mind his season's not even starting.
Yeah.
Yes, the season hasn't started, and his season won't start when his season starts.
Yeah.
I mean, he's out for how long? What was it?
25 games or something.
25, yeah, he's going to be out for
25 games.
a
Yeah.
good chunk of the
Yeah.
season. So I hear you, but it's not like his stuff's not going to jump up next month or 2 months from now, you know, when the season starts.
So if you're going to break it down, like value-wise, what are you valuing this today?
And I would go off the last PSA 8 sale, but I recognize that I understand you being a little bit nervous about that price point just because the last BGS 8.5s last year did less.
Yeah.
So I'd be willing to come down a little bit on that.
Yeah.
I do think it's worth more than $10,000.
Okay.
I think if it were to go out to auction today, it would get over 10. That's my guess on it.
Feel a little more comfortable if you would throw in another card, you know, because I'd like to just do a straight up trade, no cash involved. I was honestly valuing these two cards at about 12, 13, around that area.
How did you come up with that?
Only because of the rarity of the gold. I was like around six here and about 7 here, so that's about around 13. I was valuing this at about 10 in my head, only because you asked that PSA 8 and then you have the PSA 5. So I just wanted to be somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, I definitely think 6 is high on that.
Okay.
Just given, I mean, I understand it is a gold, so it may not have moved down as much as like the silvers have.
Yeah.
So using the formula, I recognize.
Yeah.
But 6 does feel like a lot considering it last sold for a little over 7.
Yeah.
And that was before any of those issues.
Yeah.
So like it feels like the drop's been a little more than that.
Yeah.
I'd be comfortable throwing in a card like around $1,000.
$1,000. I was looking, and I don't know what the value is right now of the other Kobe. I don't know if that's the correct value. Yeah, if that value is correct, I haven't checked it. If you want to check it, I'm just curious what it's at.
It's I think somewhere between $2,000 and $2,500. I don't think that's over stickered too much.
Okay.
I actually just traded into it at a value of $2,250.
Okay.
So
because
that would be a little high unless you had a little something else you wanted to throw in.
Because like I said, I was trying to get like around 2 to 3.
Right.
Like so if that's like almost at 2, I think we're like right there. I feel like this has a lot of potential to.
No, it definitely does.
Yeah.
It's just potential you got to wait on for a while.
Yeah.
And you got to hope that it's a risk too. It's potential, but it's also potential with a big risk.
Yeah.
I want to say the most recent sale, and that was right at 2000s. Let me see if I can find it. That's actually I think a pretty good price. The most recent sale is a raw that sold on 6/21 for 2,300. So that's a 9.5. So that's actually better.
Okay.
A little bit of a better price than I thought it was. Yeah, I don't know. I'd be as I said, I'd be willing to put in like 1,000 on top, but like that's a little much. Would you be willing to put any cash on top?
If I throw in a $500 card, would that work?
I'll take a look. I was thinking $1,000 card, but I'll consider it. So what are you offering then exactly?
I wanted to throw in another $500 card, so I was going to throw this one in. But if I want to make it a fair deal for both of us.
Right.
If you feel more comfortable me throwing this in.
So you're looking at 2 all-time iconic Kobe cards. The 96 is rookie year 96 credentials numbered card. Beautiful, beautiful card. This one's going to be painful to give up. and a stained glass Kobe, which is also an unbelievably rare, amazing card. Trading those two for just a big pile of potential. I've got, you know, the Luka Blue, the Ja Morant Gold, and I've got, you know, Herbert and Burrow right before the season starts. So this is high risk. This is very stable, but this also has obviously the upside. And as I'm drawn to this, I'm drawn to doing this. I know a lot of people out there are gonna, I know a lot of you are gonna tell me I'm absolutely nuts for even considering this deal, but I am drawn to the upside of Luka and Ja here as we are, you know, before the season starts. But to get that upside potential, I'm like giving up some serious iconic rare Kobe cards. I mean, it's pretty insane, right? It's a pretty insane deal, but I'm willing to roll the dice on it. So yes, if you're willing to trade these 4 of your cards for these 2 of my cards, I'm willing to roll the dice on it and ride with Luka and Ja this basketball season. Let's do it.
Good.
Awesome.
Deal done.
Good deal. That was fun.
Yeah.
That was a fun one.
Yeah.
That was a tough one, but that was a fun one. That's a lot of fun.
Really like a 90s basketball collector.
Oh wow.
Going after the set.
Oh wow.
I'm at 15 out of the 20.
So this is the 1997 Hoops High Voltage and
500.
the 500, right?
Yes,
So there were
every single
2.
one is
So
saved
these
my
are the
time. These are the regular high
that
voltage.
shows you the difference there. So that's the regular high voltage that was not numbered, and then these are the 500s, which were numbered to 500. And so, you know, people love collecting both, but this is the much more difficult set to complete because they're much more rare. And to have all of these is pretty incredible. So you got 15 of the 20 right now, you said.
I do. I need to get the Iverson and the Duncan's
Okay.
a rookie year one. So
Right.
So I'm looking for those. I'm kind of shopping for the last 5, but I've also been sort of wanting to upgrade the
Okay.
Kobe. I don't know if you're interested in the 7, or I've also got a few other 90s inserts plus some cash, and I was kind of seeing depending on what your
Yeah, let me
thing
see.
is.
Let me see what else
These
you
are some
got.
Star Rubies.
Okay, Chris Mullin. Yeah, that's a very famous 90s insert. Playmaker,
That's out of 15. That's the
Playmakers
highest
Theater.
rated BGS out there. This is a Playmakers Theater.
A Grant
serial
Hill.
number out of 100, Grant Hill.
That's cool.
Right.
I probably have more interest in these 3.
I guess the difference between maybe the 7 and the 8.5, I think this is, I mean, I got a good deal on it, but I'd say it's about like a 3,000 to 3,500 versus this is probably like 5K if I'm being practical, if I look at the recent comps. So I guess we're talking about like a $2,000 difference in trade value.
Okay.
This is worth a little more than $2,000 because honestly I paid about $1,900 for this about a year ago and it was undervalued, I thought. And this is probably about a $1,500 card.
Okay. Let me pull my Kobe out actually.
Okay.
So there's my 8.5. There's your 7, and then this is the Grant Hill. So basically you're looking to upgrade from your 7 to potentially my 8.5. And you're willing to obviously pay for a difference. And so my offer is your Grant Hill Playmakers Theater, beautiful 90s insert, number to 100, and then the Kobe 7 for my Kobe 8.5.
Man, I think we're pretty close. Trying not to sound petty, but if you threw in like $200, would you be willing to do that? If I said, I feel like that's like roughly the difference is a couple $100 here.
How about $100 cash?
I think that's fair.
$100 cash?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
a good deal.
All right.
Appreciate
Let's do it.
man.
There we
Thank
go.
you so much.
I'm happy to upgrade your collection. There
Yes.
you go.
So basically, we started with a base LeBron, and we did like a trade-up challenge, and we got up to this.
Yeah, we've been trading all day for like 3 hours. So.
You got all these cards?
Yeah, from just, and we all started from this.
You started, wait. Hold on. This doesn't make any sense. You started with a base LeBron from
Yeah.
Illusions.
Yeah.
The card's worth like a couple bucks, right?
Yeah, and then for this.
And we,
And you got to all of this?
Yeah.
yeah,
How did that happen?
Well, at first, like, we got like a free card at first, and so
Yeah.
then like kept on trading up, and then some people gave us free cards, so then we got to keep them, and then we just kept on getting bigger.
yeah, and this guy just gave us the Kaboom Sanjaro, and we didn't even trade anything for it.
Now that's silly because that's actually a beautiful
Yeah.
card. That's a really
Yeah.
nice card. That card's worth at least a couple $100. I got a PSA 10 version of my showcase. You know, the PSA 10 on that right now is worth upwards of about $500. Yeah, the last sale on it was like $490, I think.
That's
So,
crazy.
you know, the raw version of it's worth at least, you know, probably at least $200
Yeah.
or something of that nature.
150, 175.
Yeah, something like that. So that's a good card. Wow, unbelievable. Scotty Barnes, PSA 10. You got a Curry in there too.
Yeah,
We're just hoping that
you can
yeah.
trade up from it.
Oh, you want more trading up?
yeah,
Yeah,
we've
we're
been spending
trying-
like an hour on
Yeah.
You've already done exceptionally
We're-
well here, but you want to do even more trading up.
Yeah.
We were
Okay.
debating if we should stop or not,
Yeah,
but
we kind of want.
you gotta go big or go home.
You got to go big or go home. That's what they say. Okay, so you're looking to trade any of it?
Well,
Just basically.
Just all of it for like a card that's like with more value than all of this.
like
all
kind
of
of
it.
like $100
Okay.
card.
I don't know that I'm going to take all of those cards in, but let me see if I can trade you up on at least one of them. All right. How about I trade you up on the Steph Curry, which you got as $20 on the Steph Curry. How about I trade you up for a $60 Jalen Hurts card?
I like it.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty good deal for you guys.
Yeah.
That gets you further up in your trade-up challenge, and that's a pretty nice Jalen Hurts right there.
Yes.
Especially with the season about to start.
Thank you.
Yeah, you guys are
Thank
welcome.
you so much.
Yeah.
Good job, guys. Keep grinding.
Oh,
Love
can we
the
shout
grind and the
out-
hustle.
Can we shout out the I Buy guy?
You want to shout somebody out?
Yeah,
All
they
right.
helped us.
Helped
They
us.
helped us a
At
lot
the
in this.
beginning, he helped.
I Buy Guy?
Yeah.
I buy guy. Shout to them.
Shout
Yeah,
out to
shout
them.
out.
It's so much fun going to card shows like this, but I know you can't always make it to a card show. And the next best thing is to go on the Whatnot app, because 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, Whatnot has people breaking and selling singles just like these all over their app. It's incredibly fun to do from home. So don't have fear of missing out for not being here. Go download that Whatnot app with that QR code on the screen right now. And if you use my QR code or the link in the show description below, I'm going to hook you up in $10 in free credit for your first purchase on Whatnot. Anthony
Edwards, 1 of 1.
Yeah,
Out of
that's a
select.
nice card. Yeah, so you showed this to me yesterday while we were here, and it definitely caught my eye. I like Anthony Edwards. Obviously, his market right now is pretty hot, but I do think he's an exciting young player. I like it that it's the 1-of-1. It's the disco, so it's not the true, the true 1-of-1
Right.
from Select, but it is still a very cool card.
The true is probably way more.
Yeah. And I know you said you were like 10, 11K on that, right?
Yep. And I like the Kobe.
Yeah, I'm a little less on this, and the
Okay.
reason, like, I love the card. The reason why I'm a little less, so it sold a while ago. I think it sold like beginning of 2022, if I
Yep.
remember.
I
Early
think,
2022. It was like
early
16,
2022.
a little over 16.
Little
I
over
think,
16.
sold on Golden.
Yep.
So just kind of looking at the overall Anthony Edwards market, which went down a lot, started to come back up recently. But it, a lot of what I was seeing with this market was about half of where it was.
Yeah. It is a 1-of-1.
It is a 1-of-1, so that that can play out a little bit differently, as you said. Yeah. So I mean, I think I'm a little lower than you, but we're within a range,
Yep,
right?
yep.
So okay, you're interested in the Kobe?
I'm interested in the Kobe Jambalaya.
Yeah, that's a beautiful card.
Beautiful card.
Yeah. So that's a True Gem Plus 9.5, pretty rare card. Only comes up for sale every couple of years,
Right.
or maybe a couple times a year, but
Yep.
not very often. Not it's pretty rare. And I think there were a couple of sales of that around 20 or so. If you go back to earlier this year or late last year, that kind of thing. So what are you thinking then? So there would obviously be a delta. You'd be putting cash in.
Putting cash in.
So what are you thinking in terms of cash then to get from this to this?
So I'm thinking that this is 10 to 11. That's kind of where I was thinking.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, because last sale on this was in April. I think his market and the sale before that was 20. So we have 20 to 18. I think this is closer to 15. That's kind of what I was thinking on it. So I was thinking, what if we did Anthony Edwards at 10 and this at 15, and I gave you 5K cash?
Okay. Kobe feels a little low to me at 15. Let me see. Let me take a peek here. It's a beautiful card.
It is.
Kobe's been popular here at the show too.
Yeah. Hey, when you come to the West Coast, you know what to bring.
I brought Kobe's for that reason. I brought Kobe's. Yeah, so 18.9 was the last sale of this back in April.
Yep.
Back in December, one went for 22. Yeah, I mean, I would buy the fact that it's come down a little bit since the last sale, but I don't think it's come down that much.
Okay.
So, I was hoping to kind of be in the neighborhood of 18 on it, with the last sale being, up around 19. It's come down a smidge, but I don't think it's down at 15.
Okay.
So that's it's a little bit of a bigger delta.
So how much cash with the Anthony Edwards?
And you got this at like around 10. Which 11, 10, 11. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All
Yeah.
right.
We're not far. We're
All
there.
the numbers are going in your direction.
Well, the only thing I would say is it did sell last year for like a little over 16.
Yeah.
His market has come down,
Yeah.
but it is rebounded as well.
It is now.
And a lot of the times the one-on-ones, like they do stay strong through the ups and downs of the market because there's always going to be that one guy who needs that one-on-one to complete the set. So, a lot of times the low pop and the one-on-ones just, they don't swing as much as maybe, this card in gold, or maybe they add a 5 in the green, so that's kind of what I think. So I think at 11, you're still getting good value.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the way he's playing right now, this card can shoot up.
Yeah. I agree. And I think, at 25,000, you're getting good value on that too. I think that's great value, honestly, at 25,000.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you see, as I said, I was thinking this was down, closer to the 8 to 9 range, just on how the market's moved. I was thinking the Anthony Edwards and 8K cash for the Kobe.
Anthony and 8.
I was thinking Anthony and 8K.
What about Anthony Edwards and 6K? You're getting the up and coming guy. This is going to be the face of the league.
This is apparently today's the trade day of trading the GOATs for the up and coming guys, because I traded a couple of Kobe's already, earlier today for a Luka and for a John Morant. Now I'd be trading a Kobe for an Anthony Edwards.
There's just a lot of upside,
There is a lot of upside. There's also a lot of downside. There's a lot of risk too.
Yeah.
Modern basketball, ultra modern basketball has been a tough market the last couple of years. Hopefully we see it rebound a little bit. Hopefully Victor Wembanyama brings some attention back to the market this season.
And Cade and Chet, they both were hurt their rookie year.
Yeah.
Which doesn't help the market, So I think with Cade coming back, Chet coming back, it's gonna be a lot of excitement.
How about the Anthony Edwards and 7,500 cash?
Anthony Edwards, 6,500. I think that is just, you're getting a lot of cash.
Yep.
Then you're going to turn around and buy more cards. That's all you do. I think that's getting you to even close to 17, right less than that. At 11, 65, that's like 17.5 right there.
Yeah.
That's pretty much almost full comp there.
Anthony Edwards and 7 cash. Compromise. Meet in the middle.
All right. Let's do it.
There you go.
We have a deal.
Awesome. We got a deal.